I'm letting it go. Very Eurovision 1997. That's a massive, massive risk to take. Oh, I wasn't expecting that. It's a nice, healthy beat. Hey Eurovision fans, it's Tom coming to you from Dublin. I'm back for another Eurovision reaction video. Today I'm going to be reacting to the 10 songs in Pabandom with Naujo. That's Lithuania's national final. I'm going to listen, react, and tell you which one I think could do well in Liverpool. So, let's kiki. As always, you can use the podcast part if you want to skip to one of the particular 10 reactions. Sorry, I don't know how to say Pabandom with Naujo correctly. There's no Lithuanian pronunciation help on Google Translate. So actually, if someone can tell me how to pronounce it, that'd be really useful. I actually went through last year's video in the comment section to see if someone told me, and nobody told me how to say it. So in any case, we have 10 songs this year. And we have a running order for the final, so I will be going through the songs in the order that they will be in the actual show. Now, one thing about Lithuania's national final is it is one of the few national finals that does not copyright when you show it. So actually, because many of the songs do not have a music video, I'm actually going to show the live performances because then we get something visual. Now, in the off chance that for some reason Lithuania starts copyrighting their national show, which they haven't previously, I will just replace it with a picture instead, but I am going to talk about some of the visuals. So I'm just explaining in case you have a picture and I'm talking about visuals, that's why. Do what you do, one and I'm a secret bang. Hopefully someone will say Pabandom with Naujo at some point, so I can learn how to say it. Don't know if we know any song with it. Ooh, that's a really gorgeous starting with that red light on him. A little bit like Luca Hani from 2019. Yeah, it's a cool starting. It's okay. Is that chorus working? No, but it is interesting. It's a little bit unusual. Yeah, I suppose it's a good opener because it's kind of a little bit unusual, interesting, special. But the melody, the tune of the chorus, no, I suppose that bing, that kind of like alarm sounding noise isn't really an attractive hook for me. I like this beat now that's come in the second verse. I don't know what's that. Ooh, I like some of the stuff he's doing on the chair though. Some chair exercises. You know, he's doing pretty well considering his prop, his entire staging is just him in a chair. He's come up with some good chair ideas. And vocals are good as well. I don't know how much. I'm starting to question now how much auto-tune people get nowadays after MGP. I think MGP is the only one that has auto-tune. Yeah, this song isn't there, but the first song is never there, really, so. I wonder if we're getting any songs in Lithuanian this year, after Monika last year. I think we're getting 2. That little bit of rockiness coming in now, that's adding something. I think he's in a little bit of a hole though. I think it's be hard to dig himself out. He's definitely got a good performance quality. He's kind of like totally in the moment. Okay, there's definitely playback there. Oh, he called himself an idiot. Oh, that was a bit mean. Okay, look, that was fine. It was a little bit unusual, but just, yeah. Like, when was the last time a song that was drawn first won? It just doesn't happen. A good intro to this competition though, and I thought he did pretty well considering it was just him in a chair. I think a lot of people would have gotten destroyed with that. Okay, second up is MoonBee. Again, she doesn't have a video, so I'm going to watch the live performance. MoonBee, wanna know my secret bang. The thumbnail for this looked kind of like 60s, like hippie Woodstock. Yeah. Ooh, they got some plants from IKEA. Nice. It's a, ooh, I like that starting though. It's kind of like she's on this little like carpet island in the middle of space. Okay. I do feel like the Woodstock styling needs to be explained at some point. Is it Woodstocky? It sounds a couple of decades after Woodstock. But I do kind of like the rocky feel of it. Yeah, I like what those guitars are doing. I think that's a nice healthy beat. Her styling is very, it's cute, but it feels a bit random. Like, what's that got to do with the musicality? She's performing it well though. She's selling it. Look, I'm just gonna let go of this. Her styling. I'm letting it go. It's just happening. Yeah, I really like those guitars on the chorus. The tune, the tune is not particularly wow, but those guitars are lovely. Something about them is very satisfying. Yeah, the chorus definitely lacks a bit of impact. It's quite a soft chorus. Yeah, moments of this do seem a little bit mad. Certain parts of it are successful. I think she's delightfully crazy, and I think that's helping her performance. Yeah, I just don't get what is going on. Okay, I said I'd let go of the stage. Their stylings. I won't bring it up again. Okay, but apart from the styling, the staging, she's in a sitting room. Yeah, the song is actually pretty solid. It doesn't have like any like oomph moments. Yeah, I wonder how that would do. Do you know, it's kind of reminded me a little bit of Franca. Not Franca. Was her name Franca? From Netherlands in 2000, and Joan Franca from 2012 for the Netherlands, where she was dressed as a Native American, and it actually was like it was like a less rocky song, but that was also like this like calm, chillish song, which had a costume which felt very separate. I know in that song she was singing about like playing childhood games with her friend, I think, and that's why she was wearing the Native American outfit. But yeah, it just was like a little bit distracting because you're just kind of looking at like, wait, am I missing something? Is this like a homage to Native Americans, or in this case, is this a homage to Woodstock? But then I can hear like Woodstocky vibes. Maybe there is Woodstock vibe. I just wasn't. That's not what came into my head at all. I felt something kind of like mid 80s. I really liked the guitar riff though. I thought that was really cool. And she definitely had performance commitment. She was committed to the whole thing. So I don't know if that will qualify. Lithuania is in the second half, the second semi, and we do know that they have a huge diaspora. Ireland is not voting in that semi. UK is voting in that semi, and UK has a huge Lithuanian diaspora. Norway aren't, and they're in the first one. So I don't know if their diaspora will be that effective this year actually. Finland are in the first half. Latvia is in the first half. So actually Lithuania don't have all their buddies this year. They do need something special. Okay, third up is Monika Linkytė. I think a Y is a U in Lithuanian. Now she's got a hyperlink. Oh, I don't remember her though. She represented Lithuania in 2015 with the song this time. I have to admit, I don't remember that. I only recently have gotten into Lithuanian songs. Like the old ones, I'm not really my thing at all. I remember We Are the Winners, LT United, but other than that, only recently have Lithuania kind of like, I feel like Lithuania has made huge strides in the last 2-3 years, where they've really improved, and I actually look forward to their final. This season has been huge for watching people absolutely flop live on stage, so it is definitely good to have semis. That's definitely the advantage of having semis, is you can just weed out who the bad performers are, or they can get the feedback that their performances aren't great so they can improve on it for the final. Okay, Monika, one of the secret band. Maybe I'll recognize her when I see her. Oh, was she the girl who had the gay kiss? The one with the big like 70s background? Oh, I think I do remember that. Yes, I remember her. Yeah, she was that. Okay, her dress is definitely something. It's something that's happening. Her vocals are lovely. They're soft and delicate. I suppose nice of a mix-up of a ballad. The dress for me is very much going to that club. You know, unts. It doesn't give me ballad vibes. But maybe I'm just out of touch with ballad clothing. That gives me, the vocals in the chorus give me Rūta Mur vibes. Ooh, okay, we got some ladies coming on the stage. The chorus is nice. Oh, I wasn't expecting that. Oh, I was not expecting that. Even though the girls came on the stage, I thought they were just going to give her backing vocals. Okay, did that work? I actually thought the chorus was quite nice before that, but yeah, I suppose it did feel a little bit too slow. And now we've got a bit more oomph. And now I understand her dress, because she does need to move around and dance a bit more because of the beat. Ooh, my heart is beating. I need your healing. Okay. Yeah, it's fine. It's just a little bit too underwhelming, I think. Yeah, it's just not... There's just not enough wowing me. And I feel like that reveal after a third into kind of like more upbeat was kind of like, ooh, that was fun. For kind of like 5 seconds, and then I was just kind of like, okay. The harmonies are nice. Definitely hear her backing singers. Those harmonies are lovely, but this feels like vocal exercises. Ooh, I like the ending in Lithuanian. Ooh, okay, now that last 10 seconds was amazing. This red lighting with that background, it looks like a druidic symbol or something. That's really pretty. Yeah, so just some bits worked and other bits didn't, and then there was just like this lot of in between that kind of felt out wasteland. No, I don't think that will qualify. Okay, next we've got Paulina. Oh goodness, Paulina, your surname is a menace. Paukštaitytė. Gosh, I'm not saying that again. Let me think about me. Ooh, I like that title actually. Let me think about me. Okay, have we had all girls so far? No, there was a dude at the start. This is our third girl in a row. One on number secret bang. It's like the opposite of San Remo. Very impressed so far with the stage and how like expensive and lovely everything looks. That's some lovely lighting. And a really nice plucky guitar in the background. Vocals are very good with everyone this year. No one's had a vocal flop yet. I think this is quite an alluring beginning. Ooh, that's unusual. Ooh. Okay, can she sustain that level of interest for 3 minutes so? I like some of these visuals. That looks like Melody Festival. You know the numbers with the powder coming in? This feels a little bit more standard now. I felt like that pre-chorus was implying that it's going to be something very unusual. Yeah, that's very Melody Festival in that box with the liquor coming through. But I'm liking this so far. It's definitely got some elements in it that work. She seems really great. Her vocals are nice. I love this lighting, this kind of like soft purple lighting. This pre-chorus is definitely unique. It's got some of that kind of like sultry, sexy elegance that Monika had last year in that pre-chorus. The chorus feels a little bit more Melfest. But yeah, they've got great singers, wow. Ooh, that's trippy now, visuals. You know, I am always impressed by someone who's on the stage completely on their own with just some LEDs and lighting, and they can almost be an entire show on their own. I always think that is like a sign of a really great performer. Because any moment of awkwardness or like is really apparent because there's nothing to hide behind. Yeah, I think she's one for the future, definitely. She seems like a talent. Okay, yeah, I don't know. It felt like there were good things going on there. I just don't feel like it like really crossed that line into like where I was totally and utterly absorbed for the whole thing. I kind of felt like I went through periods, I was like, ooh, this is good. And then I went through periods where I kind of was like zoned out a little bit. I was like, okay, maybe not that much is happening now, or this isn't something like super special. But there were definitely strengths in, I liked a lot of the lighting choices were really cool. And she did great considering she was on her own. Okay, would that qualify? I don't know. I don't think any of those four went through were like total and utter like non-qualifiers. I feel like all of them are kind of borderline. Like it just depends where they are in the draw and who's either side of them, and there's too much variables right now. No one who's like, bam, I'm taking your spot. Okay, next up is Beatrich or Beatrice saying Like a Movie. I think this won one of the semis. One unknown secret bang. Ooh, it's Rocky. Do you know what we don't have any rock songs right now because Ollie came second and Denmark, that guy came second as well. Ooh, it's kind of got like a funky rock vibe to it. Are they an all-girl group? No, the guy on the right's a guy, I think. It's got a kind of a pop rock, like slightly Americana feel. I love the idea of it. I love the genre and the styling. Like if you put, this is gonna sound harsh, if you put the song on mute and you said, what do you think of this as like a visual and like stylistic package, I'm like, yeah, that looks really cool. I think an actual song, it's just a bit underwhelming. The verse is fine, but really I think the chorus is the majority of the work. Because now I'm listening out to the chorus now. That chorus just isn't wow enough. Yeah, but the vibe is really, really cool. But I think you need more than a vibe. It's not, yeah, but like the styling somewhat is like a tiny bit punk as well, but then like a song singing about someone being a movie star, I don't really feel like that's a very punky. I don't know punk music, I'm out of my depth now. Yeah, the performance is definitely there. I don't know. I feel like it's one of those songs that I want to like more than I do. Her vocals are a tiny bit weaker than the other previous 4 we saw as well. But it's a different vibe and it would stand out definitely at Eurovision. Like I said, we don't really have anything that's got a rock feel to it at all. So, you know, we have less than half the songs so far. Yeah, something about it just giving me kind of like Americana movie vibes, like kind of like American Pie. I don't know. I was all over the place with that one. Yeah, I think if I had to sum up in one phrase, it would be wanted to like it more than I actually did. But I think people will like that. It's not just about what I like as well. It's obviously what people are going to vote for. Would people vote for that? It almost felt like it was like rock music for kids, if that makes sense. That kind of even a 6-year-old would like. I don't know. But is that a bad thing? Not necessarily. 6-year-olds can vote nowadays. Bloody hell. You saw a Melody Festival and they've got a 3 to 9-year-old vote. 3-year-olds are voting people into the final Melody Festival. You're a little 3-year-old on their little iPod, on their little iPads. So, damn, if you want to go for a demographic, go for it. Okay, next we got Rūta Mur. I have to admit, no, I'm sad we don't have Rūta Loop this year. She's usually one of my favorites. I love her kind of like spacey, dark pop sound. But yeah, she's not here. Anyway, we've got a different Rūta. It's Rūta Mur, and her song is called So Low. This is Rūta Mur, one on Namaste Bang. Okay, so she's written the song herself. Ooh, that's a cool starting. Like kind of like 70s synth or something. 70? Yeah, 70s synth. And I like the kind of like cowboy styling almost. Almost looks like one of those people who marry you in Las Vegas. And like the telephone box is cool. But it's like a Japanese background. I think that's Tokyo background. Rip my heart with my soul. Okay, lots of ripping. Yeah, it's got that kind of like, you spin me right round. Who was that by? It's got that synthy feel. Definitely a unique sound now because it is got that 70s feel, but that synthiness makes it kind of different from the 70s, 80s copies that we've been hearing a lot lately. It's weird because it feels kind of dancey, but the performance, the body mannerisms are almost like a ballad. Ooh, here comes the roller skaters. I think now that's just them realizing that Rūta just isn't that much into dancing or moving. So just working around it, which is something I encourage. The verse and the chorus do sound very similar because I feel like the main work is that synthesizer and it doesn't feel like it changes too much between the verse and the chorus. That bit felt a bit heavy now. Yeah, it's got a dreamy quality. It's supposed it's like a synthy ballad. And her vocal's quite unique. It's quite low register. Yes, parts of it feel almost like, you know, they're kind of like very late night when people are quite drunk and they're kind of like a little bit lethargic. It does give some of that vibe. Okay, I do like the angel wings. That's cute. Yeah, it's definitely got aspects that are quite impactful. I think this is one of the favorites. Are there odds out for Pabandom Naujo? There are, which I will check at the end. I'm not going to check them now because it does spoil things for me when I know who's winning. Okay, I would imagine that's in contention. It's got some unique aspects and hooks in it. Definitely the the phone box with this kind of like quite striking white cowboy suit. I don't know if it's just that it's just not really the music for me. I wonder if that would really hit a mark with other people, though. It's got a freshness to it, which I think would get it some votes. I think for me, just the melody hook in the chorus was just missing. It felt like wasn't really able to pick out a massive difference between the verse and the chorus. It felt like the transition there between them was quite smooth. Yeah, I thought that was fun. I liked some of the I really like that synthy sound. I wish it had gone a little bit more crazy then, like we'd built up into this like big synthy solo at the end. Maybe that didn't fit with the theming of the song, but yeah, that would have definitely been a moment. I think maybe just not for me, but I imagine that's got some fans. Okay, seventh up we have Senso saying Sparnai. Let's look up what Sparnai means. Wings. Okay, and we do have a song in Lithuanian after last year. It looks like we're going to get some pop or one, and I'm going to bang. So yeah, only 2 songs this year after Monika. She was the first Lithuanian song. Was it? It wasn't ever. Was it ever? I think it might have been. That lighting isn't very flattering. Bit of popper. When was the last time we had a popper song? Was it Elena Nichieva? Ooh, Speak of the Devil. She really does look like her. Okay, yeah, it's something a little bit different. Very Eurovision 1997. Yeah. God, there's a country who sends this type of stuff. Who is it? Is it Armenia? It's making me think of another country in Eurovision. Yeah, it's a tiny bit dull. Yeah, it just feels very Eurovision 1990s. Like the type of thing that would have been top 10 in the 90s. Although, back in the 90s, pretty much half the songs were top 10. I think that's why Ireland and UK got such good results. There's just so few countries. And we're the only ones who could sing in English because of some of the language rules. Yeah, it just feels a little bit boring. I'm bored. That moon looks off as well. Is that a moon in the background? Yeah, I think with something that could be perceived as a little bit more classical, I think they could have really gone in with the visuals. These visuals are so dull. They are like clouds. They're like, but they're not even unique clouds. They're like doubled over clouds. Yeah, I don't know. This isn't doing anything for me. I'm waiting for this to be over. Whoa. I think it's just something about their performance style that's just like very unintense. No, that won't qualify. Don't send that. Warg. Okay, next we got Petunia, Love of My Life. Ooh, we got another piano. My God, 2 slow songs back to back. Wanna know my secret bang? Petunia is a type of flower in English. There's some trivia you did not need. Ooh, okay, we're in for it. 8 songs in. I don't hear anything that's really grabbed me yet. Ooh, if I could sign when I'm yawning. I like her key earring. That's lovely. Now, if you compare this to something like Alika Bridges, which is in a similar vein and is in the same semi. So Alika's in the first half, this is in the second half. This is just, it just doesn't compare to Alika. Because Alika's got that lady with a heartfelt song by piano, but it's also got a bit of an excitement and a bit of drama with the self-playing piano and whatnot. And this is more subdued. I don't know. I'm trying to think, is someone going to watch the 2 of those and say, I prefer this over Estonia? Maybe a handful of people. But then are those handful of people also not going to like anything else? I don't know. We're getting into this like tiny Venn diagram. It's heartfelt, but I'm looking for qualifiers, and this isn't a qualifier. Songs like this can work, but it's just so dependent what's around it. If you've got 5 girly bops, totally brainless girly bops, and then you have something like this come in that's very soft and delicate with a pretty piano, it can absolutely not really stand out, but it's just that dependency of what's around, as opposed to the song just being able to do it itself. But she's a lovely performer. A little bit more eye contact would be good now. I don't think she's looked at us yet. Some nice notes at the end there. Yeah, I just feel like there's too many ifs going on. If this, if that. At the end of the day, look, if she can stand out, her first task is to stand out in the Lithuanian national final. If you can't stand out in the Lithuanian national final, let's just say that you're not going to stand at Eurovision either. So, look, at the end of the day, if she stands out, that'll definitely do well with the jury. If it gets enough of a televote, yeah, maybe it does have that broad enough appeal. That means you could do pretty well. Next up, we've got Gabrielius Vagelis. I don't know if it's the same. I don't know if it's Gabrielius though, or it's Gabrassi. Oh, I'm thinking of Gabrassi. Okay, so I don't know this guy, I don't think. Gabrielius Vagelis. Oh, he looks very unusual. Apologies for my Lithuanian. Šauksmas. One and my secret bang. Ooh, I like that light. Ooh, that light going through is really effective. That's very pretty. Ooh, and these little hand flutters as well. Okay, interesting beginning. And he's built up a small amount of intensity. Is there a melody in the chorus there? I feel something. Yeah, that down bit's quite lovely. He looks a little bit like Damiano from Monika. And it's in Lithuania as well, which is really lovely. I'd love their back-to-back Lithuanian entries. So far now, this is giving me the most positive vibes. Oh, he's wearing runners. Okay, let's do something in the second verse, please. Yeah. Okay. Kinda. Now this white light behind is really cool. It's a bit Benjamin and Grosso, but different enough. Now he feels like he's in second gear now. If he goes third, fourth, I think this is gonna be special. Yeah, that's the beat I wanted to come in. I wanted a bit more The guy on the piano is feeling it. I feel like this is the most enjoyable song for me. I don't know if it's going to have their best qualification chances, but I think this is my personal favorite so far. And I feel like the studio edit would sound even better. Okay, violins coming in. Some of their light tricks are very cool. Yeah, I like the chorus is probably the most interesting chorus of anyone so far for me. I feel like when third, maybe fourth. Yeah, I feel like this is where I want him to be halfway, and I want to be even farther ahead at the end. But yeah, that had the most amount of things that worked for me personally. Now, I'm not saying that what works for me personally is always what works best at Eurovision. Obviously, I'm not saying that. I'm looking what probably has the biggest appeal. Well, let's just listen to the last song and then we'll go into that because I've only got one song left. But yeah, I'm going to talk about who I think could qualify the best at the end. Next up we get Justė Krau. What's a J going to be in Lithuanian? Is it going to be H or J? Let's say Justė Kraujelytė. These poor people having their names absolutely massacred by me. And then I'm crapping all over their song. I haven't crapped all over the songs actually. I think quite a lot of them have been okay. I just don't think anything's super wow yet. Oh, she was in it before. She was in it last year with How to Get My Life Back. She needs more fun now. Oh, so she worked out how to get her life back. She needs more fun. This is Justė, one on my secret bang. I'm looking at the songwriters this year and it looks like it's pretty much entirely Lithuanian written. Ooh. Oh, I love that starting. I love that camera effect where it's going like that. That's cool. Yeah, very interesting starting now. People would definitely, their attention would be gotten with this beginning. I don't think we've seen Justė yet. Where is she? Is she hiding? Is she going to pop out? Where is she? Is she one of those three girls wearing a mic? Oh, no, because none of them are singing. Oh, is she sick or something? I'm just looking at the comments. Where is she? I'm looking to see, like, did she have COVID or something that she couldn't go on stage? I wonder if they're going for something really conceptual where the artist isn't on the stage and it's just these three girls dancing. I feel like if you are going to do something like that, the dancing needs to be a little bit more high quality. Like this is very standard contemporary dance. It's like a bit of pop dancing mixed with contemporary. Oh, there she is. Okay, she is alive. That's a massive, massive risk to take where people are super confused for 1 minute, 50 seconds. I don't think that's a clever idea. I think they need to have shown her as a silhouette or something at the start, not just having her not there for 2/3. Yeah, I don't think this is doing anything really special. Yeah, it's fun and it's cute, but I'm looking for qualifiers, and that is not a qualifier. Okay, we've made it through 10 songs. Now, look, I have a rough idea what's going on when I go into these national finals, because what order I decide to do the national finals is largely determined by when the national final is. Obviously, it's further away, I do it later, but it's also by how much hype there is online, on Twitter, on other social media sites, because the more hype there is for a national final, the more spoilers you start to get. People start to show clips of songs that they love or be talking about, I love this person, blah, blah, blah. I've heard almost nothing about Lithuania. In fact, the only two songs in hindsight I heard anything about were Rūta Mur, and I heard someone saying something about MoonBee, but really they're the only two comments I remember. So yeah, it's always a little bit concerning when people aren't talking about a national final, because it really does mean that just general interest in it is quite low. And that's one of the reasons I've done this video late, is because I was getting so few spoilers that I felt that I could put it off. Also because the final was after Super Saturday. Look, there's nothing there that really jumps out. For me personally, my number one would definitely be Gabrielius, Vagelis. I thought it had like a cool, dark intensity to it. It built up, not as much as I wanted. I like the chorus the most. I like some of that cool lighting effect, and I just liked that it was in Lithuanian. So that had a lot of cool things for me. But did anything else? I actually quite enjoyed MoonBee Rumor. I thought that staging was very charming and a bit kooky. And even though I never got any closure on why she was dressed like she'd just come back from Woodstock, which was in the 60s, not the 70s. Was it? What year was Woodstock? It was at the end of the 60s. It was 69. I still just enjoyed the performance, and I remember there being a guitar that I really enjoyed. Now, what would do well in Eurovision? I have to admit, a lot of them are non-qualifiers. I think Beatrich might have something with like a movie. I'm just thinking niche-wise, it's going to be a little bit different. It's kind of got a similar feel to Etc. from, was it Black Daisy? Sinead Mulvey and Black Daisy in 2000, and it was a non-qualifier in 2011. No, not 11, that was Jedward. It must have been 2010 then. 2009. Non-qualifier, she came 11th that year. It feels like kind of like girl group, pop rocky feel. It felt a bit like American teen movie music, if that makes sense. But yeah, I suppose it's just different, and she can get a little bit, down with it. She was getting a bit stanky, she was getting low, she was getting up. I don't know if she intentionally or unintentionally knocked over the mic stand. So yeah, it had something to it. I feel like a lot of the songs I just don't even remember. Like that popper song I thought was so morbid. Rūta Mur, I suppose it almost feels like this year they should just take a risk. Like I think there's certain songs they could send that just not going to do well, like Mario Hunes, Il Senso, yeah, Monika, Linkytė. I think go for a risk. I think send Beatrich, Rūta Mur. On MoonBee, I think that's a pretty okay risk as well. But then I'm also kind of like, I just kind of like the Lithuanian thing, so I think if you're going to send Lithuanian, send Gabrielius. Let's have a look at the odds now. Ooh, Beatrich is heavy favourite. Okay, she's at 53%. Rūta Mur is second with 22. And Monika Linkytė is third. Now, I think that's a little bit of name recognition, if you ask me. She's already been before. Previous artists always have a little bit, because people feel a bit more safe. They're like, okay, they've been there before. They're not going to get nervous. We know that they're going to be good in a moment. Plus, she's already qualified. So she's kind of got that on her CV. And then the song I like, Gabrielius, is fourth. Oh, MoonBee's last. Oh, that's kind of sad. Okay, it seems like it's between those two, though, Beatrich and Rūta Mur. If I had to pick between the two, I don't know, Rūta Mur staging had, on paper it sounds interesting, like these girls going around the rollerblades, but they just all look a bit tranquilized. Okay, if you make me choose, I'd just say Rūta. I think that synthy sound is nostalgia that hasn't been done to death. You know, we have a lot of these 70s, 80s, 90s songs now, but the synth element is a tiny bit fresher. So I would say Rūta Mur. But I think that you need to come up with a staging concept. She obviously just doesn't feel comfortable like moving a lot and dancing. That's absolutely fine. But come up with something around her. Do lots of cuts so it doesn't look like she's just standing still and it looks a little bit funereal. Okay, let's have a look at the community. I will put my top 10 here. I think I'm going to have a bit of trouble now with the lower numbers. I think there was a little bit of melding. Okay, so number 1 is Paulina. That was the girl who I thought was a very good performer. And then the song I like, and then Marihuna is the first song, okay. And then Petunia. Was Petunia the girl on the piano? So, funny enough, the two favourites to win are 5th and 6th of the community. So there's going to be some outrage. Poor old MoonBee, second half. Okay, not just me who didn't like Il Senso, it's last. Okay. Maybe that's a Eurovision fan thing. Okay, and anyway, I do think that Lithuania, no matter what happens, they're going to have to do a lot of work. They're going to have to elevate this with staging, which is definitely possible. I don't think that they're out at all. I think that at best, though, they are a borderline qualifier, and it's going to come down to how well can they stage. Will they get a super sweet draw? Okay, that's what I thought about the 10 songs in Pabandom. Let me know who you think, what you think in the comment section down below. Who do you like? Who don't you like? Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and thanks so much for watching. See you in another reaction video very soon. Goodbye. Blah, 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 blah.